folks can all hear Bulls on Wall Street. Oddball day in the markets. After yesterday, it looked like we might get some follow through and some weakness and a bounce. Here we go. We had a couple really narrow range days, and then yesterday we saw that late day fade, which kind of gave the inkling that maybe there was some more downside to it, and it just didn't happen like that. We saw some early morning early morning weakness, and then off to the races we went, and we really squeezed to the upside, even though the market's just up a little bit. There was just no follow through from the day before, and it looked like that's probably frustrating a lot of traders, including myself. I got caught shorting some stuff too, and nothing would fall. And this is the type of patterns that you're kind of seeing when this is how you're really in a strong market. You see a stock that gets like really, really overbought, or anything like that. But you start to see, some weakness intraday, and you think maybe, you get this move down, and you start to consolidate, and you think, okay, this is how I'm thinking. I see almost like a bear flag over here, and my thinking is, if this thing gets below, you could see here, kind of key levels around 52. Off flush, we can go, and the range will get tighter and tighter and tighter, and then boom, you squeeze back to the upside, and that's happening a lot in this market in the last month. Where the opposite was happening, when we were in more of a distribution market in the spring, and a lot of these things were getting tanked. If you saw that same type of formation, what would happen is you would see just like these monster dumps. And so, the structure of the market's changed, and we already knew that, but, I was hoping for maybe one day of follow through. So I got squeezed a couple times on stuff like this. It'll happen every blue moon, but what are you going to do? Tomorrow's watch list, I'll keep it short. I mean, there's like freaking 1,000 stocks that'll look good. What you really want to do is kind of narrow it down, expanding volume, charts that can go, some type of near-term catalyst usually can be really helpful. I like the look of this VHI today. Watching this tomorrow for potential day trades. If it rips over 6, it might make a run to the 50-day moving average. If you get, a weak push right at the open and it gets bought up, you'll probably see that thing go red to green and make the run to 6, and then we'll see what happens from there. INSY, you can start to see a volume pattern starting to change around. We're flagging under a couple moving averages. Any thrust over these, and this thing can go. IMPV. This one, I've been watching this one for a while. I mean, this one really, really got taken down. It looks like it's just bottomed out here. Buyers and sellers are at equilibrium. There's not much going on. But you're starting to see your MAs are flattening out. You're starting to see it kind of peak out of range here. I'd keep an eye on this one. This one can run to 25 bucks in a real hot second. It's pent up, and it looks like it's ready to go. OPWR. I like the look of this one. This is one of my kind of plays that have been working really well in this market. Is when you get like an IPO stock that really bottoms out, and you start to build a base, and then when you can come out of your first range, which in this case would be about 19 on this stock, you can really make a move. And you can see on this stock, it's got a lot of upside to it. GoGo, blast from the past. This is another kind of one of those momentum stocks that got trashed this year from 35 down to 12. This thing's bottomed out for now. Looks like this $20 level is really the key level here. With the tight base like this, your risk is a little bit mitigated. So I like the location of it. KPTI, I've been flagging here. Probably a name that a lot of people are watching, and so there's probably going to be, a couple false starts on this one. You may have to nibble in it and then add some later, as most likely, if the volume doesn't really, really come in, it's going to pop and then fade, and then pop and fade, and then finally go. UNXL, even though it was weak today, it was really popping after hours. The last I saw of it, it was at 8, which kind of takes it above this trend line over here. This is a lower float type of stock that has a history of moves. Now, will it hold? I don't know. This stock is a turd. This company's probably a turd, and historically, the last year or so, its pops have been faded, but it's really got some just, it's bottomed out over here most likely. Stocks can only go down really till for so far before you get that push. RCPT, You know what? From the news, it looks like they already did their raise. So that kind of worry is out the door. The terms are out. They did the raise at 40 bucks. We are getting a flag over here. I'm watching this one to see how it acts. It may need to tighten up a little bit, but yeah, you're definitely got now 2 weeks of consolidation. FSLR looks pretty good here. You can see kind of just coming out of range. We're flagging over here, and any movement out of this zone, you're going to see a run to 72.50, and then we'll see what happens from there. Halo still flagging here. A couple false starts, but the range is just right at the sweet spot. It's been sitting at 10. Anything could really send this thing going. SPWR, after the big flat top breakout, we're consolidating. May need a couple more days, but watch how the way it's been acting, where all those dips towards $39 are just getting really aggressively bought up. Every time it comes down, they're buying it up, and it tells me that people do want to break the stock out again. CNAT, take this off the list. This one trades like crap. ACN also. Exin, so this is a China stock, with a lot of those China stocks going the last couple of weeks. This one is another one that's bottoming. I like it as long as it can hold 4 here. If we can break out of this trend line, you might see a run to 450 and then 5. Looks bottomed to me now. And then Gurn, Gurn's a piece of crap, but even STEM was going today. And heck, if STEM can go, anything can go. We've got a nice flag here. It's been holding up here. It's been over a week, from its, first day run. This 320 seems to be a mark that's kind of holding it down. If this thing comes out of this zone, watch for a run straight to the 200-day moving average. And then, we'll see what happens from there. But you can see the range is getting tighter and tighter if you're watching this thing on like a 10 or 15-minute chart. It goes back in a pretty easy-go-lucky way. So, I've been watching this one for a little bit here. As long as this 3-level holds, it's going to be in play. And that's it for now, guys. It was a tricky day for me trading, but that's going to happen every blue moon. You're going to take some losses. And, the good thing is most day traders, you lose one day, and, that's kind of it for the month or for a couple of weeks. So hopefully I don't get it back-to-back. Otherwise, I'm going to be cranky all weekend. No, I'm just messing. I'll see everybody tomorrow. Okay, take care.